Welcome again to my channel. This is Trev from Trevor's Sense, and today we're going to talk about a story that is ruling the internet at the moment. But before we do that, if you are new here, a very special welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you are a returning traveler, I want to say thank you for your continued support. Now, the story I want to talk about today is that story coming out of Virginia where a pastor at a church sought to humiliate a church member because she was pregnant and unwed. And the pastor calls her out of the congregation and invites her to come in front of the church to apologize to the congregation. And when she steps up, he admonishes her and tells her to make sure she doesn't come on the altar. And when she stands by the table, he says she should stand in front of the table and don't touch the table. And all the people in the congregation applauded that kind of behavior from the pastor. And let me tell you all something. I have a lot to say about churches and religion in general, but I've never seen anything that made my blood boil as much as that. For that man to call up that young woman and humiliate her, shame her, chastise her in front of the whole congregation. And the poor young woman is up there crying.
Yeah, right in front of you. Don't touch that table.
I want to apologize to everybody in here because I am pregnant. I'm sorry, y'all.
She's saying, I apologize, I'm sorry because I am pregnant. I wish I could hug that young woman and let her know that everything is going to be okay. She does not belong among those demons. Those are devils right there. No sense of compassion, no love. Where is the care for the least among you? Where was it? And those people sitting in the congregation believe that that pastor pastor did a great thing because, he was able to shame this young woman. Yes, that's what they deserve, to be shamed. I can only imagine the things that some of those people in the congregation were saying as they sought to applaud that pastor for this foolishness. Now, I think the church could have used this as a teachable moment because she's not the first member of their church and she is definitely not going to be the last who is going to end up being pregnant. Teenagers are going to do what teenagers are going to do. And as I was about to say, where was her parents? Where was her mom to defend her and say, no, you're not going to humiliate my child like this? I saw on the internet where the mother was saying this is her faith and she stands behind her pastor 100%. Now, with mothers like those, you don't need enemies because definitely mom is so whipped with this religious belt. She can't do anything even for the sake of her child. It is sad when people are following religion and denominations without thinking for themselves. They are like sheep. Unless there is somebody leading them, they have no sense of direction. And that is very, very sad. But it is very common in religion. Because here is this pastor humiliating this young woman and going as far as to tell the church they shouldn't throw a baby shower. And even if she throws one, they shouldn't attend and they shouldn't give her anything. Why is this pastor so invested in this woman's pregnancy? Is he the father? Why is he so invested? And to think that it is a real possibility that this young woman may have been violated. She may have been essayed by a family member or a family friend. You never know. And to have that to deal with, and then to come to church, the place where they preach all this love and all this care, and to come here and get this kind of humiliation? I really hope and pray that this young woman gets the love and the support that she needs. But I don't think she's going to get it around those people, because those people seem to be hell-bent on following whatever this pastor says. Nobody seems to have a backbone to stand up against this pastor and say, oh no, this is not right. I don't think this is what your Jesus would have done. I don't think so. But these people seem as though they don't care. They are going to do what this pastor say they should do at the cost of this young lady and her baby. And another thing I want to say too, you all know that, mark my word, several years down the road after this young woman have this baby is probably going to start going to that church. They will have absolutely no problem collecting tithes and offering from that woman and from that child. But now, at this particular time, they want to have nothing to do with this woman who is pregnant, when she's most vulnerable, when she needs all the love and all the support that she can get. And this is the time when you reject her? Now this reminds me of Leviticus chapter 21, in which Moses told the congregation that God told him that anybody who is among them who is blind or deaf or dumb, who has a flat nose, who is a dwarf, has a humpback, or any other form of deformity, they are not welcomed at the altar. Imagine that. Moses had just asked the people to bring all their linen and all their gold and silver and brass and ram skin and all these things, because God told him to collect all these things from the people to build this tabernacle. And after he builds the tabernacle, by the measurement that God told him, using all this material that the people brought, then he tells the people, God say, those of you who have any form of infirmity are not welcomed at the altar, and they should not, God will not accept their burnt offerings. Ain't that something? Ain't that the same thing with this woman? So if this woman put some money in an envelope and put it in the church basket, I bet you the pastor is not going to call her and give it back to her. He will certainly take it. But at the same time, he's going to disparage her and insult her and belittle her in front of everybody because she's pregnant. And he claims that because she's pregnant and unwed, she is not worthy of any respect or any love or any care. And the people in the church say, Amen. Amen. Take a look at yourselves and ask yourselves, he who is without sin, which one of you could cast the first stone if you are without sin? What I think he should have done is he should have first confessed his sins to the people and asked everybody in the congregation to come up and confess their sins in front of everybody and see how they would deal with that. But you see, we like to hide behind that cloak. We like to hide behind it and say, oh, we are most holy. But everybody else around us is unholy. That's as much as I'm going to say about that for now, my friends. Until next time, this is Trev from Trevescent, where your journey matters.